Uh, Hello, I'm Tanya from Watchmen ID. Real nice to meet you. First of all, you guys look very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I get to watch 3 episodes before, and it was a really intense action-packed series. It was really fun to watch, especially when I saw the second trailer. It was really action-packed. So I was so curious about how was the training? Was it long to train for the action since it was very heavily choreographed?
Yeah, I mean, this was a year and a half about of us filming the show. So that required, not just training for the stunts, but actually staying in shape, being agile, continuously staying on your feet. And so we had in the studio, we had like a stunt section, and it was physically very, very taxing to be able to continuously be in that same energy for a year and a half.
And there's also a language you have to learn with, it's not just as simple as here's a fight sequence.
Yeah.
It's a language of how did these particular people move, and what, was wonderful doing it with Priyanka was we would have these fight sequences where we tried to get a lot of drama and emotional and acting moments between us.
Yeah, I
so it's
see.
not just firing guns and punching people. So that kind of makes it this kind of beautiful, complicated dance rather than just learning moves. But that's kind of what I think elevates it from other action sequences that we're used to.
Yeah. I saw you guys' chemistry was very, very amazing in there. Yeah. So how did it happen?
We actually hate each other.
Oh no! Really in real life?
It's the first time.
That's why you see the chemistry, because it's actually tension. No, I'm just kidding.
We had, we had to work together a lot on building these characters. It was always a work in progress, so I think we had to kind of work out who they are together as four different people, essentially.
Oh yeah.
But that's kind of the exciting challenge of it. It gave us a lot of time to kind of play and get these different tones and characteristics in of the various people we were
And we
playing.
spent a lot of time kind of talking about it too. When we used to go into scenes, before we went on set, we'd come into each other's trailers, we kind of talk about, because our characters are really interconnected in many ways. In the show, both our characters, we both play two characters in the same body. So they're all connected in such convoluted, complicated, exciting ways that we actually touch base with each other a lot and say, okay, this is how I think about it, this is where we're coming from, this was our history. And then he would remind me of oh, but we did that, and we were like, okay, we should change this. So we really worked together, and which is why I think you see that camaraderie on screen.
So in a way, you actually built your own character together.
Well, no, our characters, our writers, don't take away their jobs for us. They did the writing. But I think actors literally our jobs are to take whatever is written and bring it to life. So whatever happens between action and cut is what we do. So to be able to bring it to life, we had to work with each other to take just the words and think about what more it could mean,
Yeah, I see. Oh, you did a really good job on that.
Thank you.
So maybe this is going to be a very cliche question, but for me it was a very different kind of espionage series that I've watched before than those that I watched before. But what do you think really differentiate this series with other series, with other espionage?
I think what differentiates is, a lot of times we see action films that are, 70% action, 30% drama, or drama films that are 90% drama, 10% action, and what we've tried to do on this is 100% of both. And I think that's what it actually does. So we've got all these amazing set pieces and these action sequences, but they are totally interwoven into the drama, and even within these fight sequences there is the drama between the characters, and that for me was something that was fresher than a lot of other kind of action shows or spy shows that I've seen.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This is the most curious thing that I was thinking about. Since you guys basically playing two roles each of you, what was the most challenging thing in playing this?
It's more for, and you'll see this when you see the show, but we both play two characters, but Richard's character stays in two characters for a really long time. And, you know, so, I mean, for me, the complication was to figure out what both these people are together. I had to kind of work on that, and Richard had to figure out what both his characters were separately, I think. You know? So that was very complex in approach of every scene for me.
That's what the challenge was, and that's what made it interesting, is to see what things carry over between the two characters. Where do they align? And that kind of goes into the psychology of the way we are. Is it learned from your experiences, or is it built into you as a human being, these character traits? So it was fun experimenting with that, trying to work out where you could overlap the two.
Yeah. Okay. I guess that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much.
It was lovely to meet you.
It was lovely to meet you too.
Lovely to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.